CEO of the Idaho Technology Council. Thank you for joining us for our weekly podcast, Innovation Matters, on this beautiful fall afternoon on November 5th. It's kind of interesting. We've just went through November 3rd, which was our day to be able to express our thoughts from a political standpoint when these take place and express our voice. And I think this is an extremely critical time for us to be able to have individuals and each one of us let what our thoughts collectively come together and understand what we need to do as we have the direction for our local municipalities and for our country. There's a French philosopher who said, "We often refuse to accept an idea merely because the tone of voice in which it has been expressed is unsympathetic to us." So I think one of the biggest things we can do in our lives is to be able to find ways to be able to make sure that ideas are expressed. But as we do it, we look for tones that are going to allow us to be able to reach other people, to be able to look for ways to connect and to build opportunities and look for win-win situations. And but anyway, those are some of the things. The last thought on this is that a Chinese proverb said, "The tongue can paint what the eyes can't see." And I think this is what we want to do, is look for ways to be able to paint positive mojo that takes place to be able to help us grow positive affirmations in our lives and in our cities and in our homes. So, but today, now we get the opportunity to join our guest. We would like to welcome Tonaquint Dana Center's CEO, Matt Hamlin, who is coming to us from the wonderful city of St. George, Utah. So, Matt, welcome to Innovation Matters.
Hey, thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
This is good. Matt, can you, as we start here, what are your thoughts on all this stuff? I don't want to make this a political thing at all, but now what do you think about this, that the quote I was telling you about, that German philosopher who said the tone of voice of what it has been expressed is sometimes unsympathetic to us? What are your thoughts from your vantage point on that?
I like it. I know I like it a lot. I like the opportunity, like I said, to get people out there and give them the opportunity to vote is a big deal. I think to have the opportunity for everybody to go out and, express how they feel about certain ideas and certain things that's our American right? And that's what we're able to do. And I actually like that. The tone is good. I just hope we all can come together as a United States and get through this as we move forward too. So it's going to be a few interesting weeks. I think we're in it for a little bit, and I think as we move forward, we just got to move forward as a country and come united. So
that's I think that's you like it. United we stand, right? I love it. So okay, so let's take tell us about so back in I believe it was July of this last summer, Tonaquint came and purchased fiber pipe, which was an Idaho company. Talk to us about that and a little bit more about what Tonaquint does, and then we can talk more about why you decided to come to Idaho.
Yeah, you bet. So kind of give a little. You guys, a lot of people know in the tech industry know fiber pipe. It's a co-location data center group that's been around for 20 years. As Ken Burke started it, a great guy. He has a lot of strong roots in Idaho, especially in Boise, the Boise area, with Microns and other things. But great.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say that was a big part. Ken was part of Micron PC back in the 90s. I mean, he was somebody that has this long legacy of connecting and doing a lot of things. So yeah, you had somebody that really was strong in the area. You're right. So thanks. I just wanted to bring that point up. That's a good point.
Yeah. So we, so what happened was we actually had a chance to meet with Ken on some opportunities. We were looking at different ideas and some different dynamics of what we are trying to accomplish as Tonaquint. And from the fiber pipe perspective, we actually thought that'd be a good fit. We've always wanted to grow. We were actually looking to do some additional growth opportunities and to build our presence more up in the Salt Lake area. But then we actually ended up going to the Boise area. We met we had some customers that were requesting some space up there and changing some modifications there. So we thought it might be a really good fit for us to make a play and actually go to the Idaho, go to Boise. And then things just kind of worked out. We met with the fiber pipe team and over time we just kind of went through some scenarios there and for us it made a lot of sense. We've been talking with Ken on this project for about a year and a half, so it took a little bit of time to get it all finalized. But yeah, July is when it went through and Tonaquint came on board and we're making a presence there. And kind of give you a little history about Tonaquint. So Tonaquint is actually it's an Indian name, Native American name, I should say. It's an American name from these parts. It's a Navajo name that means beautiful. And there's a major area here. It's called the Tonaquint Business Campus. That one of our principal investors, he owns it. It's about 60 acres, and we just the name Tonaquint kind of stuck because we had a data center group that we had down here. We had this data center, and over time we just kind of built it into this. It's got quite a big presence down here in the southern Utah area. And over time, as we were growing it and building it, the name stuck, Tonaquint. It's kind of a unique name. People won't forget it once they remember it. So we just kept the name and just kind of went from there. So, but we've been in business now since 2008. So about 12 years we've been here, and now we're expanding and hitting the whole Intermountain areas. So we're trying to make a presence, and so we're going up from St. George and southern Utah there. We're heading up to Salt Lake, and now we're getting to the Boise market. So it makes a lot of sense for us to be in those areas. Except I can't hear you.
Sorry about that. I put that so I wouldn't flip around on the screen. So you do a lot of co-location, cloud services. What specifically are kind of your sweet spot from your business offerings?
So what we've noticed is we provide a lot of co-location services, and what those are, first of all, people, is we provide, we're like a server hotel, if you will. People will come in and put their gear in our facilities, and we'll give them a secure location. And we'll provide, the connectivity, give them the power, the pipe, all that stuff. That's what we do. What we've noticed though is right now is there's a huge push for the cloud, and there's a lot of cloud initiatives for a lot of companies to have more data that's available via the cloud. And so we've actually seen a shift in ours is where instead of having an actual physical server located in a data center, now they can have a virtual server located in data centers, and where we have AWS or Google or a lot of these other companies providing a similar approach, and we do the same thing. We actually provide now a service, a virtual service, just as like they do, and it's a little bit more custom made and tailored for certain clients, and that's what we do. And we've actually seen a huge, not a shift, but we've seen the last 5 years, we've seen a pretty dynamic shift go from co-location services more towards a virtualized cloud services product. So we offer all, but we're starting to see that those shifts as they're occurring right now.
That's great. So I have to ask this because I know one of the big things about Tonaquint is that you always like to make a statement by giving out these T-shirts that have movie names on them, right? I mean, it's kind of like, what's the deal with that? I mean, you had one time you gave out, I think you gave me one, and it had, what was the Tom Cruise movie? It was
or something like that. One of those.
Yeah. So that's kind of great.
Yeah, we want to when we do, those are giveaways that we give away to people. We have some we're just like dad jokes, or just some fun little things, swag items. But we go to some events, and we go there and we hand out these these promotional giveaways, if you will, and just try to let people know that that we're here, and we're a pretty easy growing group. There's different cultures and with companies, and ours is we're pretty mellow. Our goal is to be approachable. We want to be approachable and easy to turn to when you need advice and solutions, and that's kind of the approach that we do. So when we go to these events or have giveaways, we offer these little things out to people just to show them that we're pretty easygoing guys. We're easy to talk to and approachable.
No, that's good. Well, I don't want to deviate from this a little bit. Is that actually a Ninja Turtle behind you, or is that the Mandalorian?
Yeah,
Mandalorian, right?
That's the Boba Fett. That's that's a picture. I got a few. In fact, if I swap my screen around and show you, I've got quite a few little items around here. But yeah, I'm a big Star Wars fan. I love Star Wars, and so I have Darth Vader in my corner right there.
Okay.
I have
that's great. When I first saw it, I thought, okay. Then I saw that when you moved your head, I saw that's more of a Mandalorian opportunity here as opposed to looking good, man. Okay, so let's talk about this technology opportunity. So I understand. Have you had your eye on the Boise and Idaho market for quite a while? Is that?
Yeah. So Actually, back in 2017 is when we started getting requests, and we started actually getting some customers and some building our clientele base, if you will, in the Boise area. So, and then also that's just kind of the same period that we actually met Ken. We met Matt Klinger, a great guy, works at CompuNet now. Met some of these guys there, and anyway, we over time we met with some of them about some opportunities, come together on some ideas and some just come together on some of these solutions we had for some of our customers. And then over time, we just said, hey, maybe it might make sense if we can get, if we can get fiber pipe into the Tonaquint fold, if you will. So we were able to move or get fiber pipe, and we're really excited about that because it just makes a lot of, synergistically, it makes a lot of sense. We now have the capabilities of providing multi-site, we have multi-site capabilities. So, I mean, disaster safe solutions on both ends. So now we can have people that have production down here, they can have disaster recovery up there, or vice versa. We also have a presence up in Salt Lake as well. So we're just trying to get more diverse in our offerings as well. So yeah, Boise made a lot of sense for us, and it's been an absolute win-win for us. It's just been an awesome situation for us.
That's great. Well, we're glad you're here. What from a technology standpoint, I mean, I've always loved the development of data centers, right? Per se, I mean, because they're kind of, as you take a look at this migration away from the historic way that we've delivered data, to the days where we actually had dial-up and all this other stuff. Now we have all of the ways that we operate, and how important it is to be able to access data and have a company that works a lot on analytics. I mean, data is the lifeline of all of this. So talk a little bit about some of the cloud and tech innovations that you see that are going to be taking place. Maybe some of the applications you see, but what's going to happen over the next 3 to 4 to 5 years within the data center world?
Data center. Well, we're going to see a lot of the customers going more. They're going to go more cloud-based solutions. So that's going to happen. I mean, every industry is a little different and unique, and so it kind of depends. But for smaller entities, smaller companies, we're seeing a big push for a movement towards getting. I mean, a cloud initiative like we talked about is they want to have that purpose there because the costs are there, right? The costs, it helps. They can build their business without putting a lot of CapEx costs into their business. It's more of an operating expense. It's cheaper. It's you also have the ability as well on the cloud side where you have the support, you have the licensing. You have to worry about a lot of these other issues where now it's there. I mean, it's all taken care of. You just have to make sure that you're running your environment. So the cloud helps a lot. I mean, it helps out a lot. There's a lot of good opportunities there as well. I mean, it just depends on what you're doing, but for a lot of smaller businesses, that's the way to go. That's for sure a different way to go. On the co-location side, what we're trying to do as well is we're actually, changing a few things. We're trying to get more nimble as we can. And in fact, in our current data center, we're making some changes as well. I'm going to be cleaning up a few rooms, getting it up to date. It's been a few years since some of these rooms have been adjusted and modified, and we've got to make some changes to make sure we're providing the right type of services to these to our customers. So it's just so diverse in what customers want. We have some in the healthcare division that like to have their own gear. We have in financial institutions as well. A lot of insurance companies like to have their own gear. They like to have their own gear, and like I said, other smaller entities, they like to have their own. It's easier for them to just have an OpEx cost and put their stuff in the cloud, and it just makes more sense for them to do that. They don't have a lot of CapEx money to do things. So, yeah.
Yeah, so they can have share. Yeah, that's a great opportunity for them to do that, to be able to save it. Why is you were talking briefly about disaster recovery?
Yes.
Why is it probably better to go between Idaho and Utah versus West, or is it better?
So, a lot of it has to do with, there's pricing and costs and a lot of different things as well. We're both locations are in a very good, what we call disaster safe location. So what that means is like your chance of having like a huge disaster, like earthquake or any other major issue is just really, really small. So that's why we wanted, like the whole Intermountain area, we actually feel it's been pretty good, but Salt Lake's got some issues with the Wasatch Fault, but Boise and St. George are a really good spot.
Well, that's good. So then you can have that and feel that's the reason that both areas would be really good for the disaster recovery side. I like
Oh, yeah.
that. So,
Yep.
um, so as you as we see this, one of the things that always comes to me is that the idea you always have like software as a service comes up, right?
Oh, yeah.
You've got all these acronyms that start coming in to be able to talk about how technology is going to evolve and change. Now, can any thoughts about the way that data or way things are going to happen? What's the next big thing on the horizon for a data center?
I think, well, AI and of course the cloud, just I think the density of the cloud itself. So I think you said the cloud, the server farms and big data is not going to go away. It's just, I think the way that they're able to manipulate the data is going to change. So I think we're all just trying to watch and observe how people use it, how they're trying to, I mean, a lot of it's getting more dense, it's getting more compact, and we're seeing that as well. So it's just about how people are people now, it's how they access their data. So we're trying to keep an eye on it as well, but most of it we see is they're going to the cloud. They're using, just they're using that equipment. It's just a cheaper, a better, more affordable option.
I got you. So, yeah, I think, and we're going to see nothing but um, more access and the ability to be able to access and get to that data and how they're
Yeah.
going to be doing it. So, yeah. Well, and this, Matt, this is, I just have to tell you, we're just very pleased about having, Tonaquint come up to Boise and the Idaho marketplace. Is any other thoughts about your expansion here that you could talk about, or anything that's going to be changed? I know you were talking about having to do upgrades, and you have other type of things at your data center here. Anything else you're going to put or invest in Idaho?
Yeah, I appreciate it. No, so the very first thing right now is we just put we just put a major investment in our cloud infrastructure up in Boise right now. So actually, we have a major cloud initiative, and we're actually putting all the gear in there to get that all set up right now as we're going through those. So yeah, we're gonna have a major presence up there, which is awesome. We're super excited about that. We're gonna have it done, I think, in the next little while. Probably I'd say within about, well, at least for sure by the end of the year, it'll be ready to go by the first of the year. Also, for next year, we're getting ready to go. We're making some changes and to our current environment. We're going to be upgrading a lot of that gear, making sure it's up to snuff, providing more power. Because a lot more of these, because the servers are getting more dense, we got to make sure we're providing additional power. Make sure it's redundant power, given those opportunities to be diverse and redundant. So yeah, we're going to be there. We want to we're putting a lot of capex costs into our infrastructure to get it up to snuff there, and it's we're really excited about what we can do in Boise. We also said we wanted to do some regarding our marketing events for 2021. We're going to be hosting a golf tournament. We want to do it in April. I think it's the mid-April. I think we're looking at hosting a golf event up there, and
Nice.
definitely want to meet with our customers and anybody on the ITC council we can introduce. We'd love to invite you guys to that as well to get familiar with
Well, we'd
everybody
love
there.
to. We'd love to be able to do something with you on that. That'd be great. I know
Yeah,
this is something you guys know how to do these golf events top
yeah,
notch. So,
we
yeah.
like it a lot.
Did you, if you can, just tell me about where do you fit in? Sometimes you talk about tier one, tier two, tier three
Yeah,
type things. What's the difference about that, and where does Tonaquint fit in?
sure. So there's what we call the Uptime Institute, and it provides like different tier level according to how redundant or I should say, how well you're able to build redundancies. And tier 4 being one of the top tiers, tier 3, tier 2, tier 1. And so your data center, your area is defined by how well you're able to build those redundancies in there. Our current data center down here in St. George, Utah, it's about 30,000 square feet. We have 17,000 square feet of raised floor. It's a true tier 3 data center. It could be a tier 4, but we have 2 feeds that come into the facility, but they're both on the same power grid. We have another power grid that comes on the other side, but we can't tap into it because the city won't let us. So we're considered a tier 3 facility down here. In Idaho, the current facility we have right now is a tier 2. We're going to be adding on, we're going to be removing, or this upcoming project we have for 2021, we're going to take out what we call Colo 1. It's going to be about 4,000 square feet, and we're going to take it out and we're going to put in some new space. and we'll make that a tier 3. That specific space will be tier 3, and then the other space will be a tier 2. But they're both really, really, really good spaces.
Well, I'll tell you, that's what's really good is that we need to have really good data centers. It's kind of like it's really the lifeline of a lot of companies and how they operate. Every company. So having Tonaquint and the investments that you made up here, Matt, and will continue to make in the Idaho marketplace, we're excited about that. And also the connecting. We'll definitely definitely find out if it's April, or spring or fall. Love to help you with that golf event. So
yeah, awesome, man. I'm excited.
Yeah. Hey, quick question for you. So now we have a big game on Friday. We have the top team that's ever played as from a ranking standpoint, and 9th ranked, the BYU Cougars, coming to town playing the Boise State Broncos. What's going to happen?
Oh, that's a good question. So I am an Oregon State Beaver, so I'm going to look at this as best as I can. I look at the schedule that BYU's played, and I think I honestly think that Boise State's got a good shot to upset him. I really do. I think Boise State's got a really good shot at taking him out. To take him on, especially since it'll be at the stadium there. So.
We hope that happens, and I know that the only opportunity is there's going to be nobody in the stands, but COVID-19 plays unique tricks on everybody, right? As you look at these things, but
if I'm going to guess, it's going to be 24-21. I'm going to go Boise State.
Oh, okay. Well, we're going to put that down. We're going to hold you to this, and we're going to let you know whether that was right or wrong. Thanks for stepping out and even giving us a score. That was great.
Yeah, I'll do it right there.
Yeah. Well, we're excited. We think Tonaquint's going to be a beautiful addition to our to here. We're so excited to have you in our business environment and part of the Idaho Technology Council too, Matt. Thanks for all you're doing, and we'll look forward to having you up here as COVID opens up and you can get up here even more. Does that sound good?
You bet. We love it up there. We go up there about once a month, so we love it up there for making presence. So it's good.
That's great. Okay. Well, thank you, Matt. So Matt Hamlin, CEO of Tonaquint, and we are very honored to have him part of our guests. So we hope you keep following us on YouTube and continue to join our weekly or our semi-weekly webcasts. And again, the thought was the tongue can paint what the eyes can't see, the old Chinese proverb. Let's see what we can do to be able to bring positive mojo to the things that happen in our homes, our businesses, our communities. So please join us in 2 weeks, where we'll have Brad Buskirchen, CEO at Count, who's put together with Count and Aptitex, PlexTrack, and Portman Square Group, is heading up the Security, Trust, and Fraud Prevention Alliance to share insights about best practices and trends in cybersecurity and digital experiences and fraud prevention. So Brad will be joining us, one of the most amazing CEOs and business leaders in the Idaho marketplace and really in the United States. So join us then, and we hope that you have a great rest of your week. And this is Jay Larson with the Idaho Technology Council, keeping you connected with industry and government